The southernmost city in the continental United States has long been known as a relaxed refuge from the hustle and bustle of modern sprawling cities. While this tropical island has not been able to completely dodge the expansion of chain stores and corporate coffee stands, it still fiercely protects what's most important: its laid-back charm and come-as-you-are attitude. This is exemplified by the city's official motto, "One human family." Traditionally known as a diving paradise, one would be hard-pressed to come any day of the year and not find a place to kick back and enjoy themselves. But for 1 week at the end of October, all bets are off, as this island hosts a crazy party that is also distinctly Key West. Hey, I'm all stripped down and almost ready to go with my body paint. This is Fantasy Fest from Key West, Florida.
My name is Guad Venegas. I'm just a regular guy who likes to travel and have a good time. But when I travel, I like to hang out with a couple million of my closest friends, eat their food, drink their drink, and party like a native. I'm on a mission to see the world one festival at a time and experience firsthand what people are like when they drop their guard and start to party. This is World Party. The end of the road, Key West, Florida. 180 miles from Miami, only 90 miles to Cuba. This island is no stranger to partying, but the week that leads up to Halloween is gonna make the rest of the year look really weak in comparison. You see here, women and men 18 to 80 years old walk around pretty much naked or just wearing body paint, partying and drinking all day and all night. So in the next 24 hours, the population of this island is gonna triple. So before that and all the crowds show up, let's take a look around Key West and explore some of its eccentric charm. Key West, Florida is the last drivable island of the Florida Keys, an archipelago consisting of about 1,700 islands. The chain of islands starts off in the tip of Florida from Florida City. From there, US 1, known as the Overseas Highway, is the road that will take you the 127 miles to Key West. Originally, this was the Overseas Railroad. However, many of the bridges were destroyed or heavily damaged in the Labor Day hurricane of 1935. After that, it was rebuilt for car traffic. Key West was originally known as Cayo Hueso, which literally means Bone Island. Settlers literally mistook hearing Cayo Hueso for Key West. It also happens to be the westernmost key. The first stop on my tour around Key West may not be the first place one would think of visiting. It's the Key West Cemetery. The Key West Cemetery may not be the first place you would think of visiting while in Key West, but like so much else here, this place is full of interesting eccentricities. You know, there's about 100,000 people laid to rest in this place, which is about 3 times the population of all of Key West. And as you can see behind me, a lot of the people are buried above ground because of the limited space and also because you can't dig very deep here. Perhaps the most famous site in the graveyard is the headstone of B.P. Roberts, which bears the inscription, "I told you I was sick." Okay, so from the cemetery, I'm gonna go to the north end of the island to check out the Wreckers Museum. Once upon a time, Key West was the largest city in Florida and the richest in the United States. A major source of the city's income was due to wrecking. Basically, townsfolk would wait around a ship would wreck on the shallow coral reef that surrounds the island, and then they would loot it. A person would be stationed at all times at the Widow's Watch. They would ring a bell and shout, "Wreck ashore!" At its peak, there would be about 1 shipwreck a week. Up next, I sample some key lime pie and try to figure out what I'm going to get painted on me. Okay, so just met a friend who's gonna give me some insight on body painting. How did you decide you wanted to do what you did?
Well, I'm a Harley chick.
Okay.
I'm a biker. And the flowery stuff doesn't cut it for me.
Yeah, a lot of people have like the flowers, the stars, the sunshine, all of that. What should I get? I haven't decided. I have about 2 hours left to decide what I'm gonna paint on myself. All I have right now is a pair of shorts that come down maybe a couple inches. They're kind of like Speedos, but a little bigger. And I don't know, I'm thinking about luchador, I'm thinking about a panda bear, I don't know. What do you think I should go? It has to be something up here for me though.
Oh.
Like something up here. What do I look like?
An Inca Indian.
An Inca Indian, that's interesting. Does it take a long time when they do it?
No, probably about a half hour.
Does it come off easy? Are
Yeah,
you
it
trying not to touch yourself?
It comes off better if there's multiple friends in the shower though at the end. You got more scrubbing bubbles going on.
Okay, I was sort of referring to like out here when like maybe with this wind.
No. It will
So
last
it
all
sticks.
night. It will last
How long
all
did it
night.
take for you to get this done?
This was about probably about a half hour.
Does that thing hurt?
Not that bad.
I've never been spanked with one of those things. We'll probably have to edit this out. I just want to know if, how that feels. I'm ready. Oh, that doesn't really hurt.
It hurts more if you drop your shorts.
Oh, yeah, no, that didn't really hurt. Nothing like when I was a little kid and I got hit by my mom. Being Hispanic, your mom hits you with a chancla. Okay, so I've explored Old Town Key West. Now it's time for some pie. And the best place to go is definitely Kermit's Key West Key Lime Shop. So Kermit is gonna show me what goes into a key lime pie. Are we gonna make one?
Or we could make one. We
Okay.
should.
Because I mean, we have all the ingredients.
We have all the ingredients. Blend this together, pop it in the oven.
This is my first time in Key West, and it's my first time seeing the key lime pie.
Fantastic.
So it's all new to me. Okay, so we're sitting down at the work table. We've got all the ingredients in front of us. So why don't you tell us exactly what is what and how it mixes in to make the pie?
Okay, we have 3 ingredients that go into a key lime pie. You have key lime juice, egg yolk, and condensed milk. We do 2 cans of condensed milk, 6 eggs, and a half cup of Kermit's Key West key lime juice.
Okay, so we were going over the limes because it's really interesting for somebody who doesn't know anything about limes and lemons. The key lime is a lime that is not original to Key West.
This is not original to the Americas. Originally, the English and sailors brought this to the Americas because they found out when they put the lime juice into their barrels of water when traveling on long trips that it kept them from getting scurvy. So they imported the lime trees from Southeast Asia and planted them here in the Americas. So any port in the southern hemisphere where it was warm enough has lime trees. We put all this into the blender. We mix the milk and the egg together first, and then we add the juice so that it doesn't cook the egg. The chemical reaction you get when you mix the juice in after you've got these 2 blended, cook the egg for you, and then you just pop it in the oven after 10-15 minutes when it's a nice little crusty golden brown around the edges. We're going to pull it out of the oven. We've got some right now that we've made up, and we're going to pull that out of the oven in just 1 second.
Okay.
Our pies have baked, and we're ready now to pull them out of the oven. This is our finished product. You can tell that it's done when it's a nice gold brown around the edges.
Okay.
And that's ready to be put on a cooling rack. And after about 10 or 15 minutes sitting out, we'll be ready to put it in the freezer to cool down, and it'll be ready to serve tonight.
That looks just like a cheesecake. If I was to see that, I would think it's a cheesecake.
Well, we've got one here that we baked earlier. We've got it all chilled down, and we've got it topped with whipped cream for you to sample.
The whipped cream, is that something you do that's special?
Most everybody puts whipped cream. Originally, it was made with whipped cream. People now, a lot of Americans put meringue on it because Northerners put meringue on their lemon meringue pie.
All right, well, let's give it a try. Dude, it almost feels like cheesecake. Let's see. It's really good.
The pie is an interesting mix of citrus and cream flavors. It's both tart and sweet. It really is quite refreshing in the South Florida sun and heat. But that's not all there is to sample in Kermit's shop. Kermit gives me a tour of the shop to see all of the other key lime products. I also get to try key lime pie dipped in Belgian chocolate on a stick. They also have key limeade, key lime ice cream, key lime wine, key lime ginger wasabi dressing, key lime shampoo, conditioner, moisturizer, t-shirts, sugar-free candy, taffy, fruit squares, hard candy, syrup, key lime juice, dozens of marinades, dressing, barbecue sauces, hot sauces, all of which you can sample at the tasting bar. If you like key lime or are at least interested in trying some, Kermit's is your one-stop shop.
So here's the deal. I'm gonna get body painted in 2 hours. I can't decide what to get. How did you decide to go with the...
Actually, at my work,
Uh-huh.
I had a girl, and I asked all the employees that I work with to see what they thought I could get. And they said, well, they all thought about it. One girl said a treasure chest. So
Say that
that's
again?
what treasure chest.
A treasure chest. Okay, yeah, a treasure chest. What happens if you sweat? Does it start like...
It's not come off. Even when if it's rain,
So you're good? You're good for the whole night, even if it rains? That's waterproof? Am I getting the waterproof one? I better get the waterproof.
you gotta get the water.
I feel like I'm sweating everywhere. I've been sweating all day. I'm looking at people. I don't know why I'm sweating so much. I don't know. I'm not used to this weather. So I can't decide what to get. What do you think I should do? By looking at me, what would you say?
You're totally naked.
Well, I'm wearing Speedos. Or
An Elvis look.
an Elvis. Yeah, maybe an Elvis. I wanted a cape, maybe like a luchador or something like that. What do you think of that? Okay, so does it, when you have the paint, does it feel like you kind of have clothing on? Does it feel less naked?
Yes.
Okay, good. I won't feel that bad when I'm wearing my Speedos. So you guys plan on coming every year?
We would
from
like
now
to.
on? It's nice, right? It's very mellow. I mean, what do you think in general about the festival?
Relax.
Very chill. Almost too chill, you know, because there's so many naked people or
Right.
almost naked people around you, yet everyone is calm and walking, and then if they take a picture, they like ask for permission. It's nothing like what I thought it'd be like. I mean, it's like Mardi Gras type, but everyone's nice and mellow.
Very friendly.
Yeah, very friendly. And how do you feel about all the attention you get?
Hollywood.
You feel like you're in Hollywood? So it's good. You actually like everyone stopping you to take pictures with you. Yeah. Well, I guess which girl wouldn't want all the attention, right?
That's the only way to get it.
Like taking off your shirt and painting something.
Right.
Partygoers start coming out pretty early during the day, and the signature costume is the body paint. Now, although public nudity is technically illegal here, there's plenty of people who are willing to push the envelope. So here's what you need to know about Fantasy Fest.
The first Fantasy Fest was held in 1979. It was started by Tony Falcone and Bill Conco, owners of the Fast Buck Freddy's department store. Today, Fantasy Fest is a 10-day celebration that includes balls, costume contests, drag queen contests, costume parties, and lots of drinking. Since the 1980s, Fantasy Fest has also doubled as an AIDS fundraiser. All the money from the sale of beads and tickets to the balls goes towards AIDS research. Like we said before, public nudity is technically illegal in Key West, and body paint does not count as clothing. However, that doesn't stop people from getting painted up. And a word of caution to the ladies out there that may be thinking of getting body painted. If you do decide to get painted and walk around Duval Street, you will be hounded relentlessly by an army of dirty old men armed with digital and cell phone cameras.
Anytime in Key West is a good time to do the Duval crawl, but during Fantasy Fest, well, things get a little more interesting.
Duval Street is where everything happens. All the bars, all the parties, all the events, everything takes place on this road. It's the main drag through Old Town. And the partying isn't just limited to the weekend. The whole week leading up to Fantasy Fest is alive with different theme parties every night. Monday is Fetish Night, Tuesday is the Headdress Ball, Wednesday is the Homemade Bikini Contest and the Red Party, Thursday is the Toga and Lingerie Party, and Friday is the Pirate Party. These are all the traditional daily parties, but every year new ones are added or changed. Today is Saturday. It's the day of the big parade down Duval Street, so I need to hit up Duval Street and try to figure out what I should get painted up as.
Okay, so I made a new friend. Still trying to figure out what I'm gonna be or what I'm gonna paint myself as. What's your name?
Tracy.
Tracy. I'm Guad. Very nice to meet you. By far one of the most interesting paintings I've seen. Would you like to describe it?
It's a treasure map.
Is there a reason why you chose the treasure map?
I try every year to go with the theme of my float, but I always like to be different.
Okay.
The person that paints me always is really good, really artistic about it, so I tell him roughly what I want, and I decided this year, since we were pirates, that I thought a treasure map would go perfect with our pirate ship because most people are going to be dressed up as pirates.
And how many years have you been to Fantasy Fest?
4 years.
This is your fourth? And every single year you've gotten body painted?
Yep.
So let me ask you for some advice. Looking at me, what do you think would go good with me?
I think if your artist is good and you tell him just to let it go with whatever he wants, he'll do you justice.
Just like that, huh? I gotta
If you have
trust him.
something you want to go with, pirate, patriots,
How about a luchador?
There you
Lucha
go.
libre luchador.
there you go.
That
You'll
was
be able to
one
describe
idea.
that.
Okay, so after talking to some experts and thinking this over, I think I've decided on my body paint. I wanted to bring some Mexican flavor to the street party, so I'm gonna get painted up as a luchador, a masked Mexican wrestler. They're very popular in Mexico, and they've led to the production of an endless string of films that I grew up watching. This is Maria, and she's gonna be my artist. Okay, so with the parade coming up, it was time to get body painted. We carefully chose an artist who happened to do her work outside at the admiration of all of those who walked by as I stood there wearing baby-sized shorts and nothing else. The painting process is a lot easier than I expected. When the paint comes on, it feels funny but not uncomfortable. It kind of feels like a thin layer of plastic on the skin. The painting session, though, is much longer than I expected. I asked the artist to draw a World Party logo on my chest with the show's initials.
What kind of paint is like the paint you're putting on me right now?
It's acrylic paint, so it's latex based. You're not allergic to latex, right?
Not that I know of, no.
Yeah, it's a small percentage of the population that's allergic, but it's always good to ask. I just forgot with you to ask about it.
Is it difficult for this to come off?
No, really not, especially that you're gonna sweat. Latex get out with alcohol or heat, so a warm shower will get it away pretty quickly. Also, the oil of your skin when you sweat is just gonna make the paint crack and lift. So you're gonna be able to see it crack and lift pretty soon.
So with the finished luchador outfit painted on me, it was time to throw on my cape, and I was good to go off to the parade. Now I needed a way to show off my costume during the parade, so I found this float with circus characters and asked them if I could join. Now my luchador body paint would have to be more like a skinny boy inside a circus strongman suit, so I could fit right in with these guys. Pretty soon they gave me some beats to throw at the crowd, and I was officially part of the group. After riding on the float for a while, I decided to jump off and enjoy the rest of the parade street side. And as I watched the rest of the parade, I realized it was immense. There was over 40 floats, all with different theme parties on board. It would go from a ship to a dragon to this weird guy here. Some of the cars were very artistic, while others were just really loud, and some really strange. For the nature of the events, these crowds are good because you have people walking around half naked, but you don't really have a lot of drunk guys molesting any of the girls. You have guys taking pictures, but everyone's there to have fun. It's a great combination of young, old, attractive, unattractive, interesting, all kinds of people. In the end, I was just grateful for the opportunity to go crazy for a night as I ran around with a body paint costume and an awesome cape. And that is Fantasy Fest at its fullest.
Okay, so that's it for the parade. I'm exhausted from yelling from the float, from the floor, giving out beats, but you know what? I think the party is just about to begin. These bars are crazy, but that's it for this episode of World Party from Fantasy Fest in Key West, Florida. I'll see you guys next time.